Would you like to know how to help your child read time super easily and super effectively in very simple and easy steps? Then you're at the right place. Welcome back to Parenting Trail. Let's get to today's video. Reading time is very interesting, right? So we have all gone through that phase wherein we would look at the clock and guess the time and guess what exactly it is, am, pm. There are so many things, right? So how do we start about with teaching our child to read time? It's really interesting. It's really fun to bring that concept of time to them. Now, before we start on the steps, when do we offer how to read the time? We generally give or help the child reading the time after they are 5 years old. Now, why? Till then, they do not know the concept of this time, and slowly we would say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You can watch for 5 more minutes, you can be in the park for 10 more minutes, but still they do not understand the concept of time or how many minutes, what does this make? Yeah, there's no sense. So actually after 5 or 6 is what the recommended age is to start off teaching clock for your child. Okay, so now before we start off with saying, okay, this is clock, this is hour hand, this is minute hand, and going to all the nitty-gritties, here are the basic preparations that we need to do before we start off teaching the clock to our children. The first one and the very important one, your child must know counting, basic counting from 1 to 60. Yes, 1 to 60 counting. So 1 to 60 covers 1 to 12, 60 minutes. That's what I'm saying. So 1 to 60 and 1 to 12, of course. So the hour and the minutes, they should be able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until 60. So all this comes after the child has got a consciousness of, quantity of how much is 60, how much is 50. So later on we get into the nitty-gritty of, the minutes. So first, in the basic necessity is the child should be able to count from 1 to 60. So once that's done, your child has mastered 1 to 60 or even say 1 to 100 in terms of quantity and the numbers. Next comes skip count. Okay, skip count. How do we teach the child skip count or help the child understand skip count? Skip count of 2, skip count of 3, skip count of 4. So you just have on a paper, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1. Now skip 2 numbers. That is called skip of 2. So let the child understand and internalize what is skip of 2. Then skip 3, skip 4. You can just randomly even give skip 7, skip 8. Now slowly what the child needs to know is skip count of 5. As in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 and 60. 55, 60, sorry. 55 and 60. So the child should know skip count of 5. Child has mastered 1 to 60 numbers. Now the child should be mastering skip count of 5. So the child should know, okay, after 5, if I skip 5, the next number that I get is 10. Next, I skip 5, it is 15. So that the child should master that. So once you have prepared your child for these two, trust me, clock reading becomes very, 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 very easy. Okay. Now, to start off with, I have a sample wooden clock here for you. So this is the wooden clock that I have started with my child. So you can see here there is hour hand and there is minute hand. Also, there should be a seconds hand, which is not here in this one. But I would teach the seconds slowly because that is even more in depth. So how do I start off with? So the basic thing that I did was saying that this is hour hand. The shorter one is called the hour hand and the longer one is the minute hand. The very, very simple and easiest to start off with is o'clocks, as in 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So you say, see, this hand reads the numbers that you see here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until 12. But this hand reads numbers in between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 5 here. So this hand reads skip count of 5. 5. Remember, we have done skip count of 5. So what happens after you skip 5? 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And when it reaches here, you say it's o'clock. O'clock. Okay. So you don't say 60. You don't say 260. You say 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So basically you start off with o'clock. First, you do not have to introduce all of it together, okay? One day you can say this is our hand. Our hand says only these numbers which you see outside, 1 to 12. So can you tell me what is an our hand saying now? What's our hand saying now? So you can introduce that. Once the child has understood that, then you can go with the minute hand. So it has skip count of 5. The child already knows skip count of 5, but still if you want to have a control chart, you can just put out a chart saying that, you can write numbers from 1 to 60 and circle only the skip count of 5, so the child understands what is the skip count of 5. So now your child has been introduced to hour and minute clock, minute hands. Now they know skip count of 5. Also, the one thing that I really like in this clock, if you see, is there are markings in between. So this also acts as a guide for the child to count. As in say, I would give the time, say 3:15. 3:15 is the time that I'm giving. So my child knows our hand says this number. So it goes to 3. Now 15. How does the child know 15? So 15 is even more easy. It's skip count of 5. So let me give 3, 7. 3, 7. So now the child knows this is 5. But how? The next is 10. Now how do I come in between? So if you have guide marks like this, say 1, 2, 3, 4 and the 5 comes. So 5, 6, 7. So 3, 7. 3, 7. The child knows now this is 3, 7. So 7 comes in between this. Okay, so the child easily understands. So you can actually even make this at home. You can use a normal plate and the paper plate, and you can make one at home. Or you can use any cardboard to make an hour and a minute, and you can help your child read clock. So do not stop only at o'clocks. Once the child has mastered o'clocks, say 11 o'clock, just give random numbers. Can you make 7 o'clock for me? Or when it strikes 7 in your home, you can just ask, can you tell me what's the time? 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So that way also you can take your child along with that, and then slowly start off with the minutes. So then you just have to give a detailed description about, see, these are the minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how it reaches 5. This is how it reaches 10. So if you say 30, you might even see your child counting from here till 30. Just give them that time, let that sink in them, and let them understand. So give them that time to understand, and trust me, reading clocks becomes so much easier and so much fun. You just have, they would ask you, Amma, give me some time, let me show you how it is. Okay, they might come up to you, and you can randomly give any time. So that's the beautiful thing. You need not stick only to o'clock or 15, 10, 20. Once they have mastered and they have understood the concept, you can straight away start off with any time. Okay. So now there are only 12. How do you make the child understand that it's only 12? Again and again you go. So you say, see, 12, it goes around once and twice. Once it completes 2 rounds, it's one whole day. So you're introducing a beautiful concept of how a day is, and how you relate the time to the day and what it is. You can take this topic more further into seconds, and later on you can also start off adding seconds. And you say, once this whole second goes, this moves 1 bit. Again, the second goes, the minute moves a bit. Okay, the minute hand keeps moving as seconds complete one whole round. So that would be later on. I wouldn't start introducing all the critical concepts as soon as the child gets a hang on reading the time. I would take it a little further after, say, 6 years or something, for the child to grab that concept. Until then, I would play around with time, give more time, and the numbers, so the child just plays around with the numbers and gets the concept of to read the clock first. Once that's done, like I said, there are so many activities that you can do. You can bring in the seconds hand. You can show how that and minute is related, and how after completing one whole round in the minute, it turns the time into 5 o'clock, then it turns into 6 o'clock, then it turns into 7. You can bring the relationship between that and the day and night, then Earth's rotation, revolution around the sun. You can speak about a lot of topics pertaining to time. And you can also show how in our ancient times people used to calculate time using shadow. Take the child out and bring a rock, keep it, just show this is how they used to read time. When it reaches this shadow, it is this o'clock. That's how they used to read time. It's a very interesting and beautiful concept, right? So you can do that also for the child to understand much more concepts. You can even show them the timer, the sand timer. So it takes 5 minutes. There are a few it takes 6 minutes. The child can even start clocking. So that can also bring in a relationship. So these are all the extra activities that you can do with regards to time. Okay, so this is how it's very simple and easy. First, ensure that they get the numbers right, then the skip count right, then slowly start with o'clocks, then the timings. Ensure when you're preparing at home, also please you have all these indication marks between the fives. That would really help them a lot. That's all. I hope this video was informative and you really liked it. If you have any questions regarding this, please do let me know in the comments and I will be ready to answer to you. If you like this video, please do share this and please do subscribe to our channel for more informative videos. See you next time. Until then, take care. Bye bye.